The UK is said to be close now to signing a Brexit deal that will tie it to the European Court of Human Rights moving forward. I've reported previously on the European Convention on Human Rights and some concerning reports at the moment. If you could please start off, of course, by making sure you're subscribed to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss future videos, and if you enjoy this, please click thumbs up. Really appreciate that. So this is a Telegraph report saying that the UK close to a Brexit deal tying it to the European Court of Human Rights. Of course, I've highlighted on this channel before the European Convention, that even Theresa May, when she was Home Secretary, said that we should leave. But the Telegraph now reporting that a deal on extradition intelligence is likely, and hopes of a subsidy breakthrough that have led to Michael Gove saying that there's a 66% chance of a deal being done. But what is that deal possibly? Well, British negotiators, it's reported in the Telegraph, close to clinching a deal that commits the UK to remaining subject to rulings by the European Court of Human Rights after Brexit, as Michael Gove, as I say, puts the chances of a deal now as high as 2/3, as 66%. The UK would sacrifice a new extradition treaty and access to EU criminal databases if it quit the international agreement under the terms of the potential deal, Brussels sources told the Telegraph. The EU is insisting that respect for the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, and its Strasbourg Court is a condition for cooperation in law enforcement after the end of the transition period at the end of this year, of course. Either party, it said, can trigger a guillotine clause, suspending or terminating the judicial cooperation agreement if they have serious concerns about the protection of human rights and the rule of law under a British proposal put to the EU. Lord Frost, the UK's chief negotiator, told peers that in the Lord's EU committee on Wednesday, "I think I can see a way forward that satisfies all sides' needs. We aren't there yet, but I think I can see it." The deal, part of the ongoing UK-EU trade negotiations, risks enraging Conservative MPs and voters. And of course, we recently saw that poll that showed the majority of Conservative Party voters want to see European human rights laws and restrictions curbed, according to a poll that was published on Sunday. Majority of Conservative voters wanting Boris Johnson to rein in European human rights laws after the end of the transition period at the end of this year. But a UK spokesman, this is the critical part, a UK spokesman quoted in this story as saying, "The UK remains committed to the ECHR. We agree that cooperation with the EU should be based on our shared values of respect for fundamental rights and the rule of law." Now, there is a second report on this. The Guardian. Boris Johnson is prepared to make a major compromise to secure security ties with the EU, pledging in a deal on the future relationship not to rip up the Human Rights Act. The UK is said by EU sources to be moving in negotiations on the issue in Brussels after previously insisting that the government would not tie its hand in any agreement on the future relationship. Now, Dominic Cummings, of course, advisor to Boris Johnson, has attacked European courts' judgments in the past of blocking the deportation of dangerous foreign criminals. And I'll just remind you again that Theresa May, when she was Home Secretary, when she was dealing with these issues, she of course advocated Remain. She advocated in 2016 staying in the EU. But she said at the time, the ECHR can bind the hands of Parliament, adds nothing to our prosperity, makes us less secure by preventing the deportation of dangerous foreign nationals, and does nothing to change the attitudes of governments like Russia's when it comes to human rights. She went on to say, "So regardless of the EU referendum, my view is this. If we want to reform human rights laws in this country, it isn't the EU we should leave, but the ECHR and the jurisdiction of its court." So there's Theresa May, as Home Secretary, saying that leaving the ECHR to her was even more important, actually, than the EU, which she wanted to stay in at the time. Telegraph in 2012. European Court of Human Rights blocks more deportations from the UK than any other country. European human rights judges have blocked more than 900 attempts by Britain to deport foreign criminals and terror suspects in recent years. Gareth Johnson, the Conservative MP for Dartford, who obtained the statistics, told the Daily Telegraph, "These figures confirm to me that we need to urgently review our membership of the ECHR. This court should not operate as a convenient mechanism to prevent us removing undesirable people from the UK. Is this seriously what the Conservative government are going to sign up for as part of a deal with the European Union? You've had Theresa May, when she was Home Secretary, saying we should dump it. Conservative MP there, when it's exposed that the human rights judges had blocked more than 900 attempts by Britain to deport foreign criminals and terror suspects, saying that we should review it. That was back in 2012. And if you want to just look at how bad this is, on the government's own website in 2014, go and have a look. There's an actual section on there, I'll put it up here. Foreign criminals successfully appealing against the deportation using Article 8 of the ECHR. Foreign criminals successfully appealing against deportation using Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights from 2008 to 2013. You can go and look that up for yourself. And yet, in 2020, having voted to leave the EU, 17.4 million people voting for independence, the UK seemingly looking at a deal with the EU that involves tying us to the European Court of Human Rights, to the European Convention on Human Rights. Thus far, this story, apart from a few reports, hasn't got that much attention. I certainly think it's something that deserves great scrutiny, because this is the type of thing that the EU clearly are looking to throw in with a trade deal if a deal is done. And as Michael Gove has said, he puts the chances now around 66% of a deal being done. We know that the level playing field has been one of the key issues. We know that fisheries and French President Emmanuel Macron, still calling essentially for status quo on fisheries, according to some reports. But look at this in terms of this ECHR issue. I think it's going to be a big issue. I'd be surprised if we don't see some Conservative MPs speaking out against this soon. As ever, we wait to see what actually comes out in the deal. But two different reports there, concerning reports I would say, talking about the UK tying itself to the European Court of Human Rights, the European Convention on Human Rights, moving forward. Let me know what you think about that potentially being done. Had you heard about this elsewhere? Have you seen this reported elsewhere? And what do you think about the Conservatives potentially doing it? Is it a price worth paying in your opinion, or are you, like me, concerned about what's happening here? As ever, I want to give the government the benefit of the doubt on this. We await to see if there is a deal, what's in that deal, but I think certainly an issue to keep an eye on and see what actually happens if this is thrown in with a deal with the EU. Guys, if you've enjoyed this report, if you've helpful, informative, please click that thumbs up button, click subscribe and the bell, that really helps me out. And of course, as ever, thank you very much for watching.